All right, welcome to the explainer. So AI is getting incredibly smart, right? But here's the real question. Can you actually trust it with your most valuable asset, your data? Today, we're going to break down how Salesforce is trying to solve this billion-dollar problem and how they're trying to turn AI from just a simple assistant into a powerful, autonomous teammate.
And this right here is the heart of the problem for basically every business leader out there. I mean, the power of AI, it's undeniable, but the risks, they're just as big. So how do you get all that amazing potential without, falling into all the traps?
This slide just lays out that tension perfectly. Look, on one hand, you've got standard generative AI. It's super creative, right? But, and it's a big but, it can hallucinate, which is just a fancy way of saying it makes stuff up. And don't even get me started on the data privacy risks. It's a total minefield. Then, on the other hand, you've got what every business needs: total trust, facts, and security that's just rock solid. That's a massive gap. So the question is, how do you even begin to build a bridge between these two worlds?
Well, Salesforce's answer to that question starts right at the very beginning. It's all about creating a solid foundation, a foundation of truth, using the data you already have.
Okay, so the key piece of tech here is something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. And honestly, the analogy on this slide is the perfect way to get your head around it. Think of it like giving the AI an open book exam. The catch, the only book it's allowed to look at is your company's own secure, verified data. That's it. This is the trick, the mechanism that keeps the AI honest and stops it from just inventing things.
So let's follow the journey of a single question, step by step. A user types in a prompt, something simple. But here's where the magic happens. Before that prompt even gets close to a large language model, the system plays gatekeeper. First, it dives deep into the Salesforce data cloud and pulls out relevant, real-time facts. Then, and this is the important part, it injects that proprietary data right into the prompt, giving it crucial context. It's only after this that the supercharged, fact-filled prompt is sent to the LLM. The result? The AI is basically forced to give you an answer that's grounded in your company's reality, not some made-up fantasy. Okay, so grounding the AI in facts, that's step one. Huge step. But even if the AI has the right information, how do you make sure that information stays protected? That brings us to the next critical layer in this whole thing, building a digital fortress around your data.
And this chart, it breaks down exactly what's inside that fortress. I want you to think of this Einstein Trust Layer as a really, really good digital security guard. It's always on duty. First, it automatically masks sensitive stuff so personally identifiable information never ever leaves your Salesforce system. It also has a zero data retention policy, which basically guarantees that outside LLM companies can't store or train on your precious data. It's also on the lookout for malicious prompts, kind of like an antivirus. And to top it all off, it logs everything, every prompt, every response, for a full audit trail. It's a complete security blanket from end to end. So, with our data grounded in reality and our security fortress built up, now we get to the really exciting part. This is where we let the AI actually do things. We're talking about making the leap from an AI that just answers questions to one that actively executes on goals. And this is such a crucial distinction to understand, the difference in what the AI does. You've probably heard the term Copilot a lot, right? Well, think of a Copilot as a helpful librarian. It'll go find information for you. An AI agent, though, that's a whole different ballgame. It's more like a proactive research assistant. It doesn't just find the info, it reasons, it plans out a whole multi-step process, and then it actually executes that plan. It's the difference between someone handing you a recipe and someone actually cooking the entire meal for you. Let's look at a real-world example of how this actually works. Instead of you asking for, say, a list of potential customers, you just give the agent a goal, something like, find new high-intent leads, and then it just goes. The AI agent queries your data for prospects, it goes out and enriches that list with third-party info, and then it actually creates the new lead records and assigns them to your sales team, all on its own. That's an entire workflow from start to finish, completely automated. Or how about this one? This is a super powerful example. Your goal is simple. Draft a proposal for the Acme Corp deal. The agent gets to work, it pulls all the relevant data, the opportunity details, the products, everything. It then uses an AI model to actually write the proposal using a pre-approved template. And then, once it's done, it sends that completed draft for a human to approve. Just think about the sheer amount of time that saves, the consistency you get across your whole team. This is automation on a completely different level.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from grounding the data all the way to autonomous action. Let's zoom out. What's the big takeaway? what does all of this really mean for how you work?
It really boils down to these three pillars, and they all have to work together. First, you've got grounded data, which keeps the AI from making things up. It stays factual. Second, you have that trusted layer that keeps all your sensitive data safe and secure. And finally, you have agentic action, which is what lets the AI move beyond just answering questions and actually get real work done. When you put all three together, that's how you solve the trust problem. And you end up with an AI that isn't just another tool, but a genuine proactive teammate.
And this huge shift, from a simple tool to an active teammate, it leaves us with a really fascinating and kind of big question to think about. If your CRM can now go out and find leads, draft proposals, and manage data all on its own, what does that mean for the role of a salesperson? What is their new, more strategic job in this future we're heading towards?